Alright guys, we're going to be drawing for a character arc, which is a fancy way of saying how does the story go for a character. So this is really great and helpful if you have a cool character but you don't know what kind of story you want for them. It's also really nice if you have a character that's kind of boring and overly stable, and you're not having good character change over time, which can come up a lot for sideline minor characters. So the genre for this drawing is going to be biopunk, at the frontiers of space. So the very edge of discovery, you're kind of pushing the boundaries of habitats in the known world. Biopunk is distinct and different from steampunk or like normal cyborging because you're not just adding mechanical pieces to your body, you're actually adding organic pieces to your body and making organic modifications to the body you have. Particularly, I want to take a positive spin on this. Interesting reasons, beneficial reasons why people might do this. So that's kind of the genre that we're going to be working in, and in my mind, I kind of have a male mid-20s character in my head. And that's all I know. So let's find out where this character starts. For this drawing, you need 2 character cards, 1 element card and 1 relationship cards. The first card's where they start. This is where they end. This is the catalyst for change, so what kicks off that change in the first place, and then this is what stays the same from beginning to end in their story. So where they start. This character starts as an assassin. Someone who kills artfully, not necessarily causing physical death. Game over if caught. Interesting. And if they're operating at the boundaries of the known world, they're not necessarily, like a bounty hunter wouldn't necessarily work well. Well, you could, if you're into that kind of story. Bounty hunter wouldn't work well in my mind, though, because you're entering a space where you don't know anything, and if you don't know anything, it's hard to have enemies. But what might be useful here is if this is somebody who's at the boundaries of the known world and trying to tame it for whoever comes after. So I think that's the angle I'm going to take on this for now. So this is where they start. I want to know where they end up. Oh, that's interesting. Somebody who sells time, body, safety, passions, or dreams to make a living. A few who are aware of their vulnerability find honor in their work. Interesting. So biopunk. What I really like about this, I think this fits into the genre nicely, is this. So this is where somebody is giving more of their body than they might necessarily want to. It's high risk. It's not understood by everyone. So I'm going to say in this world, like, biopunk changes aren't necessarily something that is looked upon favorably. So this is kind of an early adopter of biopunk modifications. What else? So we kind of knew that we wanted to do that with the genre anyway. So I want to go a little bit deeper and look extra hard at this card. Selling time. Okay, the other thing that I really like is that maybe the biopunk changes that this character makes, aren't necessarily like their first choice. I like the idea that they're maybe doing it for someone else. So I want to know what the catalyst for this change was. Gem hen crystal. Frequently worn, peered through, ingested to access supernatural powers. It's a symbol of social influence. Okay, so doing it for someone else. First thoughts here. Maybe they're doing it for money, maybe they're doing it for wealth, maybe they're doing it for charisma, to get people to like them more. Peered through, ingested supernatural powers. I like the idea of kind of all those thoughts, wealth and charisma, but also these modifications are things that do make them stronger. They're just uncomfortable in the meanwhile, and it takes some time for them to become comfortable in their new body because they're pretty significant changes. And then I want to know what has stayed the same through all of this. There's a rival. Interesting. Okay, not necessarily enemies, but competing for something only one can have. Bingo. Okay, so this addresses not necessarily making these changes for themselves. There's a rival. Their arrival at the beginning, their arrival at the end. All the modifications in the world don't change. So if the rival starts making modifications first, and this person really wants to keep up with them, then I could see them making some of these biopunk modifications to follow suit just so that they can keep up with their rival. And they might even speed it up and make extra modifications above what their rival has done so that they're not following their rival's lead all the time. But I love the idea that there's kind of a race to see who can have a better body. I think that's very familiar. That's very relevant right now. So they're having a race to see who can do more. And in order to do that, they're trying to give themselves better bodies so that they can do more. But no matter how many modifications this guy makes, it doesn't ultimately get him ahead. He still has a rival at the end. He hasn't been defeated, but he hasn't conquered his rival. So I think that's super interesting. So all we were looking for here was a character arc. We were looking to see where they start, where they end, and kind of looking for some actions in the middle, motivation right here, end result over here, and kind of how the character changes in the course. So character arc drawings are really easy to do. I like this one a lot. I think it fits the genre well, and I hope this is a helpful drawing for you.